Nice little music going. It's good. We are live. Nice. So today I imagine it will be just a couple students. And that will be a-okay. Live. Ah, I'm shrinking in the corner. Go back to full screen. Cool sauce. So I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit while we wait for people to show up. Make sure my notes are prepped. Actually, my tools are ready to go. Got some major problems to figure out. It's gonna be good. Alright then. Do 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 do. Do. Oh, we got a loading. Do I have drop frames? It's hot today, so I could. Hey, what's up, Kool-Aid Moonwalk? Nice to see you here. I'm wearing glasses today. I'm a little sick. It's also super warm, so I have the window open. You can get to hear some people in the park outside singing Star Wars music. So that's just gonna go on during the lecture, which is okay because I think this lecture is significantly more focused on a little bit of. I love you. You live for some Star Wars coverage. Well, there you go. It's pretty fun to watch and hear actually, but it's gonna be a little bit silly nonetheless. So, oh, what's up, Receive Music? 89 in California right now. It's 82 where we are. So you and I are actually just a few degrees off. Whew, what fun. So the focus of today's structure will be so I mentioned this in the Discord, but I'll let Receive Music know. I had a little bit of like a big week in regards to work stuff, and then also a friend of mine had an emergency cancer surgery and stuff like that. So it's been a bit heavy of a week, but I have a lesson that's related to something that I wanted to present, but I actually couldn't quite get the research in. And so I wanted to actually show you guys how research looks while I'm trying to do it, because now here's an opportunity for us to do the research together, so to speak, so that I could at least walk you through what the research process looks like and what I'm looking for when I'm trying to figure things out. Tail? Hey, what's up, Lorraine? Nice to have you here. I'm glad I live in Canada then. Yes. Well, but I mean, it's just hot right now. It's like every once in a while we get these super hot weeks. Maybe one day we'll have air conditioning again, but it's only tough because it's a little sick and all that kind of stuff. So, Arain, I mentioned it in the Discord. You can go ahead and read up more stuff if you need to catch up why the structure today is a little different. But nonetheless, it looks like we have enough people here to begin for Receive Music for Arain. Cool. Kool-Aid Moonwalk as well. Cool, so I'm going to come up with a way to do this. When you're researching and coming up with content for your YouTube channel, sometimes you're going to find people who have significantly less subscribers than you and way more views. Alternatively, you're going to wonder, how do they do that and how can I figure out their tricks? We're going to talk about how to research this kind of stuff today, and we're going to be doing it by doing some live research that I would normally be doing at work, but I thought it would be cool and interesting to show you guys this here, today. That works just fine. So, come join every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We do these lessons, and it's bloomin' hot today. So my glasses are fogging up, I'm dripping sweat, and it's going to be fun. So let's go ahead and move over to the corner here. This Shadow of War, this is where I work specifically, and we're going to be looking at a channel, this guy right here, Shadow Man. What I'm very interested in knowing about is their stats. Specifically, if we were to look at Shadow Man stats here, we can see, if you guys have never used Social Blade, this is a fantastic tool that allows you to look at view counts for lots of people, yourself as well. We're going to be using this for anything Shadow of War related because I can't show you the back end of that. That's not public for you, but we can use this tool, and you can also use this tool when comparing things for yourself. So specifically, Shadow Man. Let's go ahead, screw scroll right down here to 37,539 daily views. Shadow of Mordor, which is the channel that I work on, 9,061 daily views. Okay. Shadow Man, 11,000 subscribers. Shadow of War, aka Shadow of Mordor, it's actually called that, but whatnot, 110,000 subscribers. So first thing, when you're coming up and doing research, you want to create questions, because a lot of times people start with, what is the answer? No, don't think about what your answer is, because a question defined is a question solved. So, first thing we look at, alright, I'm going to pull up notes because I wanted to help me leading through some of this. So first thing that we do, what is this guy doing differently, if we were to define it? Well, first thing if we look at, we can actually see he takes our YouTube videos, and I'm actually in the way of this one, so let me disappear for just a moment so you guys can see what I'm referring to. Boop. Nope, took it all away. Took it all away. Camera and red. Boom. You can see me in the corner. I'm This is me without editing. It's me at work. So this guy has been able to take stuff directly from our live streams at work and then upload them to get some super views. Now, this is fantastic information for us because it means that we can do something bigger, something more powerful than what we're currently doing right now, and with the same content. So this is an important lesson in this. It's very common, very easy to look at this and be like, I'm jealous. Oh my God, am I jealous? Because, you know, as a person, you're like, oh, I really wish I could be controlling this more often like this person. But really, this isn't a learning opportunity. So first thing that we can look at is how many videos this guy does. Let me do a quick refresh. Oh, that was the wrong button. I put the red in the top corner of the screen, but we'll do a refresh over here while I fix the red. Zoop. So the first thing that I want to take note of is that I'm talking again. Is that 2 hours ago he did a video that had 233 views. Then 5 hours ago he did a video that had 611 views. And then so on and so forth. He keeps having tons of videos that are consistently doing a lot of views, specifically in regards to, you know what, we're just going to remove this for right now. I don't know why it reshaped itself, but that's fine. So we look over and we see video 2 hours ago, video 5 hours ago, video 7 hours ago, video 8 hours ago. Check his more videos again. 7, 8, 11, 13, 1 day. Okay, so he does 6 videos each day right now. 6. Each one of these videos are at 10 minutes or more in time. If we look at the number of views on each one of these videos, we see that he gets 223, 611. Let's go, give it a day. Oh, here we go. Shadow of War New Update Betrayals, 1.6 thousand views. 1.7 in Shadow of War New Update here. So this is what is known as the flood method in YouTube, or this is what I call the flood method, but it is a method that I've seen in multiple locations. Generally, what happens with the flood method is that you create so much content, you constantly put it up every day. So like an hour of content a day is 10 different videos or 6 different videos and that kind of thing. And this has an advantage where when YouTube puts these videos up, I dropped my mouse. Where each one of these videos, where the hell did that go? Each one of these videos has the opportunity to go live multiple times throughout the day. So think of it like this. If we put a 2-hour stream out, that is a one launch moment. If you put out, let's say 12 10-minute videos, that would be 12 opportunities for your video to rank. And we can see that thing over here when we look closely. Shadow of War New Update Betrayals. And if you look let me bring this up a little closer too. New Update Betrayals, Machine Tracker Overlord riding a Firegrowg. This individual is making what we call SEO soup. This is a term that means that you end up using a ton of keywords all at once in order to get across to the algorithm. This is what this video is about. But this is a thing that is interesting. And Arain has a comment there that I'll answer in just a moment, but I want to point out to this. If you look at the video here, new update betrayals, machine tracker, blah, 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 blah. There are no new update betrayals in the game. That's actually not true. And in fact, in some of these videos, he will have lines in it of things that he won't even do, or she won't even do. I don't know who creates this content. But there was one of them that I watched today, and that I'm trying to find and locate. Mask of the High King, this one right here. In this one, this is a very good help content. It's awesome for it shows off the mask and the thumbnail, very colorful. But the thing is that the person says Mask of the High King in desert is their SEO choice. I'm going to close this because the music is just too loud for me to think straight. It has the nice mask, it has the great thumbnail. The person never actually shows off what the mask does in the video. They just wear it in the video. Now, I see a comment from Arain, which is a very important comment to talk about with this, which is views don't necessarily mean retention, and wouldn't it be more important than metric for looking at, like up 10 videos a day, but if only people watch for 30 seconds. So this is a really good point, and this is something that unfortunately we can't see into. If we're to go into check out Shadowman's content here, all we can really look at is what views that they're getting. Now, there is another thing you can take into consideration, though, because view counts to watch time. Watch time is the better metric that most everyone uses now. Watch time and percent viewed, which we've talked about in previous streams. But I want you to look on this side right here, which I'll zoom in a little bit to make it easier to read. If you can see here that they're still gaining some pretty good subscribers. This is a nice way to test conversion value, is what I would call it. Basically, even if they're getting less watch time, are they converting new viewers to their channel? Now, this isn't something that you can necessarily, as an owner of a channel, look at and think, I'm able to make more money this way. But as a person who's trying to get more viewership, we can see that this individual is able to get a huge amount of converted viewers to their stuff. If we were to compare it to our channel, real quick, daily average 34, daily average 99. Shadow of Mordor, 34, 99 for Shadow Man. So, although there's no way for us to really tell if their videos are doing better in regards to, if their videos are doing better in regards to watch time, we can make an assumption, a relatively intelligent one, based upon how much subscribers they're able to get. And this is a useful trick through Social Blade, because Social Blade can't get you that watch time. Even if I click on this video, some tools used to actually show in this little box just above my head things about watch time and average viewer retention, to which we could just do a quick calculation, figure things out. It unfortunately does not show that anymore because YouTube actually wishes to keep that more close to the chest, but it does still give us a little bit of hint when we're able to see this number here. Oh, that was a lot closer than it needed to be, but that's fine. Daily average 99 subs. Being that we're able to get a little bit of a hint on how much they're actually growing their channel. So, point being, I agree with you, Arain. Maybe not really the most important thing to be caring about views. In fact, I think you should care more about watch time. However, this is a good indicator that this person's doing well, right? Like, they're able to get 2,673 views on 6 videos a day, right? Each one of them. So that's what makes it the flood method, is that you do a ton of videos, each one has an opportunity to rank well, and then each one gets a certain amount of views. Though in an interesting note as well, there is kind of a hand rule of thumb, rule of hand, a rule of wrist, whatever you call it. A rule of thumb that points to about 5% of your subscriber base turns into views. And this has to do with fake accounts, people not watching you anymore, people finding someone they prefer differently, people forgetting you, and that kind of thing. So if we take that 5% rule and we apply it to what generally people say, a video over the course of a week. Let's see, 3 days, 1 week ago. Gets about anywhere from 1.7 thousand views, 7.7 thousand views, 2.2 thousand views. So gets pretty close to, or 10% of their total view count. more than that, actually, now that I'm rolling that through my head, because that would be at about 20,000 subscribers. So that's really impressive, actually. Like, they're getting a higher percentage than that. Once again, though, we don't know if their content is keeping long view times. And I've watched some of their content, and their content sort of isn't that different. It's not something that I would really call binge-worthy content. There's no commentary. Also, they use, when I talk about SEO soup, let me give you an example of that. If you can look closely to what this says, new update, Celebrimbor unique rescue and reinforce overlords in desert. New update unique 85. Shadow of War new update Celebrimbor, and then they use the word unique again. New update Talion unique overlord max level in desert. The person is basically taking a string of keywords that are successful and like changing one or two, and also updating those thumbnails to work with them as well. But there's actually one page when you look through, it just says unique every single moment. Unique Feral Defiler, unique Elven Queen, unique Citadel, unique Reinforce, unique Itchy Cursed. Like, they're really pushing this keyword unique, so which is, for one, going to rank them well for that. But for two, this person is basically looking for the first individual interaction with these videos. If we go watch one real quick, let me put the mute on so you guys don't have to hear it exploding in multiple directions. Actually, do you guys have sound? No, you don't have sound. Well, I'm just going to keep talking then. But if we go bounce through this video real quick, he shows off the Overlord, he fights, and he fights, and he fights, and then fights, does the end of the Overlord, and wins. And that's the whole video. No commentary, no addition, just a very intelligent layer of content specifically focused on SEO keywords that people would look for, and very lightly represented in the video. It's kind of fascinating because it's like someone algorithmically designed the content, where when you start the video, it has people talking, as in, you know, the normal Overlord doing its attack thing, and then after that, it will have the people walking up and chatting some more, and on top of that, it then finishes up with just the fight. So it makes a really interesting discussion point on what makes good shadow content. As like a live streamer who works with the company, I look at that and I think, okay, do I, like, maybe shorter videos are the thing? Because when you look at this, you can see that he's consistently uploading the same amount of content, like in a day, like if it's an hour content or something like that. But now it's turning into split into multiple videos with different thumbnails, right? So it's trying to rank in multiple different opportunities. Then if we continue to look through it as well, you can find stuff that's about new update, right? So he will take these live stream pieces, but he will take 16 minutes and 34 seconds of it. Whoever this individual is choosing very specific moments in the live stream to show stuff off. It's kind of fascinating because it's not like the full live stream. If we look through too, he doesn't also bring up everything. It's like, actually, so here's another piece of the same live stream, but this is, now I'm learning this alongside with you guys, but starts here 2 weeks, this is like a different day. Oh, look at this. Is that going to be Brett and I? Oh, it's, oh. Now that's fascinating. So what it looks like this person's doing is they're uploading pieces of the live stream 3 different days. So this is why I'm telling you guys it's me learning with you too. That's really interesting. Now this one's 20,000 views. This one's 25,000. This is 93. Now if my hunch is right, this will have a suggested video to one of the other ones. It doesn't. That's fascinating. Okay. What if I do this? Does he send us at any of those? Let's find out. He does, but he sends us to Zane. Zane. That's fun. All right. Let's see. Michael, nice to see you. Good to have you here. Part of me thinks I could snip my live stream into 6 to 10 bits and do this easily. And the other of me thinks is, why would I want to? Because this doesn't feel like community growth or anything that would be representative of me. So this is an interesting point when I'm looking at this. What this tells me right now is that this individual is having a lot of success via taking long-form content and snipping it down. I would recommend a rain, and this is what we're going to do too, is to try it. Give it a shot. See what happens. Because the thing is when you're putting out this content like this, it's not that hard to snip it. In fact, the flood content, let me give you 2 other channels that do it very well. Alright, Kool-Aid Moonwalk. Let me know if you've ever heard of this guy. I mentioned because he's Canadian. Christopher Odd. Christopher Odd uploads basically non-edited lives or like videos, and he does like a ton of videos all in one day, and they're all huge, 37 minutes, an hour, like just massive. Each one of them related to the game that he's experiencing right now. So let's find one of his new series. Hard Contact, Let's Play Battletech, Resurrection Part 7, Lieutenant Anderson Part 8, Jericho Part 9, 24, 39, 39, 24. And each one is happening probably the same day. So by overloading YouTube and giving all these opportunities to rank for stuff, it also gives you an opportunity to hit your subscriber base so they don't miss your video. It works pretty well. And it's like allowing you to, since you get those different ranks, but also YouTube really likes watch time. So the more content you have out there and the more potential watch time you get, the more it's going to support your content that goes up. And if you throw 6 darts, you have an increased chance of hitting the bullseye, so to speak. So what is their content exactly? Is it like re-uploaded content from other Twitch streams? It doesn't seem like they would at least give their own take on it. So this is an interesting thing about Shadow Man. It's gameplay content that is just gameplay. It's just, so they'll do this, they'll fight this guy. This is not a streamer, this is just them. Their best performing content belongs to, not belongs, that makes it sound like it's mine, is content that I did. Content that I did and they cut up and turned into different things through the live streams. Specifically, ones like this one. So this is one we did with Michael DePlotter just recently. So this individual has found success in taking these larger live streams, splitting them up and releasing them over days. And then also releasing content alongside of it. If we look at this one right here, which is the Michael DePlotter stream, Shadow of War unique new betrayals. There's that unique keyword, literally unique, he likes to use. And Shadow of War bar, Karnan quest, boss battle, blah, blah, blah. That SEO soup thing again, where he's trying to get a lot of extra, like, here, I'm going to scoot this up a little bit. I keep cutting off my head and it's bothering me. Where he gets a lot of that good search opportunity and then gets that watch time from that. He's not getting a lot of people watching more videos after the fact, I'd imagine. But I think this is a really good example of how to manipulate the algorithm to your favor with content that isn't really personal. Haven't heard of him. Michael, oh yeah, you're Canadian. Forgot. Yeah, haven't heard of him as well. See, they're sniping their own streams or part of Monolith. I don't even think they're streaming. I think they're actually, because there's no like talking to it or no chat or anything. It's just, I think it's just a person who films a Fortress Assault and uploads it, but then uses a ton of super hard keywords to do it. Based on what Jared said, without any commentary, it's just flooding with general videos with some sort of Shadow War content. Yeah. The thing is that you can do this without having no personality. Like, Christopher Odd has a lot of personality in his videos. Absolute fun person to watch, honestly. Here's him doing God of War, just rolling through it, and also XCOM, which is one of his biggest views. But let's scroll up real quick, because it's easier when you can see within the same day. Red Strings Live, 1.3 thousand views. 3.9 thousand views 11 hours ago. 11,000 views 2 days ago, so on and so forth. So he's getting lots of views. Remember that thing I told you about checking out, this guy's toast, don't worry about it. Checking out their subscribers. So if we look at this guy's view count, daily average around 94,000 viewers, 147,000 subs. It's actually very close to what Shadow Man's doing. 99, but 37,000 views. So Christopher Odd is getting significantly more daily views by this flood tactic. Though Christopher Odd is also moving over to Twitch. I know that because I personally watch some of his stuff. But this flood method can work relatively well. So just to clarify, SEO soup example is where he used unique in all his titles because he ranks high in the keyword combination. Sorta. Let me go back and be more explicit about what keyword soup is. Keyword soup is finding every popular keyword by doing like using a tool like this. Let's see. He doesn't rank for any of these keywords, but he finds every one of these popular keywords and he basically goes Shadow of War, new, popular keyword, the new. Unique, so it's individual. Reinforce and ambush overlords in desert. You don't reinforce nor do you ambush overlords in desert in this video. But he just says that. Because those are keywords that people are searching for Shadow of War. Let me demonstrate. Shadow of War. So you see gameplay up there, you see editing, review, Overlord. Overlord betrayal, Overlord speech, Overlord joins the fight, Overlord fight. Alright, what about this? Unique. Unique orcs, unique urix, unique orc encounters, unique... Okay. What about betrayals? So this individual basically found all these really popular search terms that connect to tons of other search terms and puts them all into a soup, is why we call them SEO soup. So if you can imagine it as literally just being like, it's not about what's good for the video, it's about what gets the video clicked on. I know that doesn't make much sense because you think what's good for the video is what gets it clicked on, but sometimes you're able to get away with stuff like that because the content's close enough, sometimes, to actually being what it's representing. Michael, is clickbait. Sorta. SEO soup isn't exactly clickbait. Clickbait is something that is meant to attract the eye of a human. SEO soup is meant to do the same thing for a computer. Attracts the algorithm, so to speak. So, I understand by flooding he's getting views, but wouldn't at some point people turn off because content's being advertised that it's in there? And yes, I would agree with you on that one, Arain, but I'm actually a little stumped on this too. I mean, when we look at this content, I personally would not continue to watch his content. I would watch one video and be like, that was cool, but then I couldn't find the video that I wanted. Like, if it was the ability for me to select, I want a Mystic Overlord, Mask of the High King, Fortress Assault, that would be one thing. But he doesn't actually do that, or she doesn't do that. I'm going to say he because he's Shadow Man, assuming it's a dude. So because of that, it makes me question how that works. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. What makes me think that is going on is that he gets enough initial viewers. So you have really good SEO, and people are watching and liking the content, because Shadow of War is really interesting, especially an assault on a fortress that is cool moments where you cut people's heads off, they're talking to you, I'm doing this because this is what they do a lot, and you have the whole, there's a lot of emotion in that. So it's possible that that video can live on its own, just as a one-time run. Think of it as if, like, you did one clip of Fortnite, or one clip of a Call of Duty match, or one clip of a StarCraft match, right? Like, that's what a Fortress Assault kind of is for Shadow of War, is that it's a single rising action and falling action. You've got the, ooh, we're building up, and then, okay, here's a lot of action, and then, oh, here's the final fight, and then it's done. And that's really good for a video, and I think that's what this person is capitalizing on, is that experience. So even if I'm not a big fan of this guy's channel, I'm still going to watch the first video, or maybe the second video, or maybe the newest video that they put out. Let's see. Michael? I wouldn't say that. I mean, that would make a huge, that would actually be a stupid assumption to make. I see what I did there. But, when it's important to turn people off, looks like you really could do it with any relevant enough topic. You can see hear the Star Wars music going, yeah. Yeah, with any kind of relevant enough, in fact, there's another channel I was looking at called Buildaholic. This is not a big channel, but I've been curious about them because they're not doing things that I think would be effective to grow, but they're actually getting an okay amount of subs. This is not them. Where's the other one? Buildaholic Fortnite. Trying to find this guy's video. I have it in one of my tabs. I'll grab it real quick. But this is an individual who is not really growing in a way that I think would be intelligent, but it's working. And so I gotta give it to them and be like, maybe I'm misunderstanding something here that they're doing. So if we look at this individual's content, this person's uploading a couple videos a day. Not as many as the last guy. 5 minutes, 1 minute, 8 minutes, 1 minute. But they used to, every once in a while, when I first found them, upload 4 hours and 32 minutes. Upload 1 hour, 2 hours. And they're getting some good views off of this. Their keywords aren't bad. I played duos. And then the clickbaity, I made him delete his Fortnite account. Grandma makes son get off. Like, those are very clickbaity. But I'm not really sure what's happening with this individual, and I feel like it's somewhat related to how this one's working, but this one's more on the SEO soup side of it as opposed to the clickbait side of it. Shadow Man, some competition with some random solo fortress assaults. Oh, alright, I'm sorry I missed your joke so long. Go for it. I mean, it's very clear that that is a market that might be worth tapping into. I feel this works well with a trendy topic, a new game, for example. It might. The thing is about Shadow of War is that gets me about this is that this is the same content, especially this one. The fact that we're able to, like, on these streams here, he got like 96,000 views on this stream, and then broke it up into a couple other pieces, and then same here, like 50,000, and then here not as many. But it's just kind of one of these things where it's not necessarily new game, it just seems to be related to the topic and the people clicking on it. Now if we also look at, he's got really nice thumbnails as well. His SEO is killer, albeit it's soupy. It's definitely killer, and he's definitely going to find some videos will do better than others. He knows how to separate the videos and so that they don't interrupt the other when they're going into the sub boxes. I think that there's a real trick here that is something along the lines that if you're like a live streamer and you have huge hours of content, try splitting your content up into pieces. You might do way better having individual pieces of content than you would having a big long stream. You might not either. That's another important thing. You might not do better. You might find it sucks. So Rain, I don't know. I can't say it's going to work for you or not, because I've seen the alternative of people putting up less videos and getting more views. But who knows? It's possible that by splitting it up this way, it'll give you more opportunities to rank. It'll give you more trending session time content. It could be cool. It might also be nice because it's easier to give people an ending and a start, so that when they're like, oh, watch this video in the morning and this one at night, instead of watching it as a binge straight through. So, I don't know. But the other thing to note is they're always like about 10 minutes too. Oh, that music. Arain, I understand the topic of this lecture as well. I am also kind of confused. So this is what I would call a channel that's just trying to make money. Let me get, oh goodness, there's something I missed to show you guys. Let's pull out this video again. This one really gets me. Not in like a, oh, I can't believe this, but like, I don't understand. Let me find one of our stream. Here we go. 11,000 views. Now, do you know what like advertisement looks like on YouTube? Let's go real quick to YouTube not signed in. Let's put the video in. Oops. He's got an ad here. He's got an ad here. He has an ad here, an ad here, an ad here, an ad here, and an ad here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ads. 7 ads on their video. That's amazing. Who watches 7 ads on a 10-minute video? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, but this person seems to be very effective. It's kind of fascinating. Kev Factor, multi-ads annoy me. What? Oh, multiple ads. Gotcha. What's up, Kev Factor? Nice to have you here. Let's see. Twitchverse also uploads multiple times a day, I think. It's mostly for Nintendo news. So, Receive Music, I think it's good to upload a couple times a day, depending on the size of your channel. I've seen that the larger you are, the less you upload. And the reason why I've seen that is because it can interrupt what is known as trending video. So if you upload a video, it's going out to sub boxes, and if it's doing well, YouTube will continue to push it out to more sub boxes. If it's not doing well, then it stops. So it's like a spike and then a quiet. So the idea of doing multiple videos is spike, 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 spike. So you hopefully get all these different spikes, and the hope is that if you see one that's doing well though, then you let that one go. The bigger the channel, the more often that initial spike is big enough that they don't need to have that extra stuff. Let's see. You guys must have dog ears to hear that. Maybe it was because of the Army AC. Maybe. Making money isn't generally bad, but having other people stream content sounds like he's milking. So, Michael, one thing that's important to note is this guy does us a favor by putting our content out at a greater amount. So, the fact that this person's able to do it, for lack of a better term, more effectively than we've been able to do it, is fascinating to me, and I want to be able to know what he's doing so that I could replicate that design. Because if he can get 90,000 views, and we could get 90,000 views for the same content, because it's the live stream I did with Zane or with Mike or with Brett, then we can just push out to more Shadow of War fans. So why not figure out how he's doing it, kind of thing. So I wouldn't say he's milking it. He's doing us a great service. I just got to know how he does it. I'm so fascinated. So, I have noise canceling headphones so I can hear his source a lot better. Ah. I'm just curious about how he's allowed to post content that isn't his and able to monetize it. Kool-Aid Moonwalk. I can explain that one pretty easily. I work with the company. We choose not to take it down. Very simplistic reason, because it's beneficial to us. This person puts out content that shows how fun the game is and gets a lot of viewers. That's a good thing for us. That helps get our words out. When I do a live stream and this guy uploads it to 90,000 more people than I do, that's really helpful to us as a company. So we don't want to stop that. There are other companies, like let's say if we made our money doing live streams as opposed to selling video games, then we would be more interested in stopping that. But we don't. We make money by more people seeing the game, right? Because we're selling a product. What's the comparison between Shadow of War and Vermintide 2? Not the focus of the video right now. Unless you see something like in the corner that's referencing that. I don't see anything that says that. Anyway. Technically, shouldn't it, because he's not providing his own spin on it to be able to use it on a fair use. Arraign, that's sort of true. It's fair use is if I'm not going, as long as we don't say don't use it, it's allowed, right? So it's kind of like when you get a trailer. If a video game trailer comes up, you can put the video game trailer up as your own content. That's really common, actually. Let me grab here's an example of that I've seen. Get off of this, Shadow of War. Boop. That's our thumbnail today. Oh, You Suck at Cooking popped up. I was like, what the hell am I been watching? Let's see. Trying to see if the trailer's up. So this guy, he does a lot of Fallout 4 stuff. He's a nice guy. I've had a chance to meet him and hang out with him a couple times. Can't find him. So the point is that he has grabbed these trailers and just re-uploaded them, and that just gets you a lot of views to your channel. It's actually a really smart way to identify to viewers and to you, and to YouTube, what your channel is for. But it doesn't get in trouble because it's just spreading that message. it's an important note here that if you're here, remember this: if your content, I'm going to do this full screen for this. If your content is entertainment videos, then if someone uploads that stuff, they're stealing your content. But if your content is something that drives to a product, like YouTube lessons, and someone was to upload this, and people were like, "Oh my God, let me go find his YouTube lessons," that'd help. That's actually a good thing. So that's something to keep in mind. Especially with these video games, the product is a video game. The more people see it, the better. Receive music, hire him, learn the secrets, fire him, profit. People post Stellaris trailers that are not from Paradox's channel directly. Yeah, Michael, exactly. People will do that in order to have the opportunity to generally have a value add. That's, you know, they can tell YouTube what they do, and they also can give Paradox that benefit. So, to circle back, this is what I think is going on with this person. And I believe this is worth discussing so that we can have a better understanding about what's happening. I think that Shadow Man is communicating to YouTube that he is Shadow of War. Huh? Not crazy of a statement, huh? He's got a lot of Shadow of War. That's thing one that he's doing. Thing two that is going on. Shadow Man's particular choices of keywords are all keywords that Shadow of War viewers look for and open up huge varieties of options. There's a ton of keywords related to betray, so having the word betrayal in there, super useful because there's so many potential betrayal outcomes that that keyword could get. Update. So many update keywords. So gonna have update, 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 update. Unique. So many uses of the word unique. Basically, think of these keywords as trees. He's found the root of the tree, and so every single goddamn branch he'll get a chance to show up on. That's really useful. And so he's able to do that, and he's combining it into a keyword soup by dumping as much stuff as he can into each one of these videos. He's able to get a huge possibility of being ranked in a couple ways. Way one is that it gets ranked in maybe some of these. This one's not even in Lithlad, and he still has in Desert. It's in Saragost. Like, it doesn't matter what's in the video, just the fact that it's that video has it there. He's got 31 likes too. People still liked the video. Though actually, hold on. Let's pop forward again. Not a lot of comments though. Which is an interesting thing. Not a lot of comments, so there's not a lot of viewers who are interacting with the personality. That's an interesting one too. But anyway, in this regard, that's the next bit. But also remember that he's ranking for tons of keywords because these all go up in one day. So he ranks for Shadow of War 6 times in a day. And then he ranks for Update 6 times in a day. And then Unique 6 times in a day. And they're all being searched many, many times for many, many different things. So one of them gets it and clicks off. That's successful. Also, all the content's very similar. So you'll get the same experience no matter which one you click, really. Which is useful for if it's interesting content, then it's easy to keep making lots of it. Thumbnails are good. It's another thing I'm thinking is another indicator of him doing well. Person is clearly interested and understands the content of Shadow of War really well. Let's see. Are keywords only in the titles, or do they also apply to the tags in the video? Receive music, they apply to the tags, the description, and the keyword, and the title. So I recommend actually you check the keyword SEO live stream we did because I explain those layers out too. Except the zones. Yes, the zones are incorrect. Since none of them, it's in Desert. Well, some of them are in Desert. But some of them are also they don't do the thing that they say. Like, they wear the Mask of the Empress, but they don't use the Mask of the Empress. They wear the Mask of the Undying, but they don't use the Mask of the Undying. I don't really know. Like, for me, I would say that this content should not work. That would be my initial thought, because the content isn't representative of what's in the video. However, the person is able to overcome the lack of representation by having good content and a lot of the content ranking, so that some of the stuff is working. Now, the videos that do the best, and this is a thing that I think is really interesting, if this person wanted to do better, they would probably do videos that represent what is in the video. The best videos that they do are all from the stream and actually specifically state what's in the stream. New update, garrison, training orders, fight pits, and more. New update, gameplay, ranked, conquest, and online recruitment overview. Like, this is actually a really cool indicator that if you split up the live stream into specific segments of videos and then upload those, you'll probably get better ranking for each one of those locations and get people interested, giving them multiple options. That's kind of cool. I think that's a really good thing for us to try. I don't have any questions about this lecture. What is our homework again? I gotta talk to you guys in the Discord. I'll talk to both you and Kool-Aid Moonwalker Rain, because specifically, as far as homework goes, I didn't give you guys any. If you go ahead and check out the Discord, you can read about why specifically. It's a bit of a medical emergency for a friend of mine. So, and plus it was a really busy week at work. So I can give you guys some more homework and stuff when we talk in there and we discuss, because I think this actually gives us some really interesting discussion points that could probably create some great homework. Or maybe I have too many questions. Well, what I would say that this person's really a great recommendation and example of is how to correctly follow algorithmic content. However, they are a poor example on how to build a community. Make sure that's clear. How to do well in YouTube algorithmic content. Shadowman's nailed it. Does a poor job building a community because there's no relatedness, there's no personhood to this. If you are able to take this crazy interesting content strategy to build content and make it work with your community, fuck, that could be so cool. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do with this, because this is a great example of an amazing A/B test almost, technically not, but very similarly, of content that does better here, but with less than what we have on our Shadow of Mordor channel. So that's awesome. That's actually really cool. So I'm going to try splitting up live streams into interesting specific points, and I'm going to SEO soup it. Not completely, but more so. So, let's see. Yeah, it's like when HCA does with his podcast. He cuts his podcast into many small parts. Yes, Kool-Aid Moonwalk. Now, there's some evidence that I've seen that it's really dependent on the channel. Some channels love long form. Some channels prefer shorter. I'm not sure. This channel right here, this one we're on, I used to cut the video that I had from the QA session. I did that a lot. I've actually stopped doing that because I didn't see really that much value in that process. Because the thing is nobody was watching the QA section at the end. Nobody was jumping over to that thing. So I just left it on because at first I thought it would be interesting because it would increase the total watch time percentage-wise of the 10-minute this lesson. But when I actually left the QA thing on, people seemed to watch the whole thing and then go into the QA a little bit, increasing average viewer time. I'm like, oh, okay, that increased my watch time, leaving that on. It's kind of a silly thing, and it's worth researching and figuring that out for your channel by testing. I'm going to test it too. I think it makes great sense to split stuff up and highlight things. The thing is you got to figure out how to balance it right. So, that's more brain scratch. Let me give an example of balancing this right, balancing this wrong. Disguised Toast, who we've talked about quite a few times, uploads one Hearthstone game, one Hearthstone game a day that he streams while he's been streaming. So, imagine streaming for 8 hours, choose the best game, create a really interesting event based around it. Aha, Pigs versus Exodia Paladin, rank 1 with Emerus Hunter. So very SEO focused, the Witchwood Hearthstone, but also has some cute animation that happens in the very beginning. Something that's a little edited, gives you an introduction, it's kind of fun. Nobody can see what's going on right now, I'm sorry. You guys can't even see. There you go. Sorry. Let me back off again. Disguised Toast. He live streams 8 hours a day. He takes the best match of that day in Hearthstone, puts some interesting editing on top of it, and then uploads that to YouTube. This gives us opportunity for him to like constantly be putting interesting games up that people want to watch. Now, he doesn't put a full live stream up. He puts a small segment up. Would he do better with more? Would he do better with less? I don't know. He would be the best to test that. But what he does do, I think, works really well, because it's basically able to bring in interesting content from your day. So if people are who are liking this, they're acquired and learn about you through this content, and then they can go find your Twitch stream and go and watch that. Sorry about the black screen. I didn't notice because I was still on it and I have half the screen covered. Moppy. That was a proud moment. Anyway, check out this red rectangle. Boom. I got it to work again. So, this is something that as I mentioned, am pretty fascinated about, and it's what I want to understand. And what I'm going to repeat this again for what I think Shadow Man's doing. I think that Shadow Man will, you know what? Hold on. We're going to do this. 1. Here are my notes. It's number 11 gets 1. Fuck it. A. Damn, I have quick clicks going on. I'm sorry. Let me bring you back. See a soup. Words like unique. Words like... Oh my god, wait. I do this all the time. This is the best way to type, but I use it through my phone. Ah, it doesn't have voice typing enabled. Oh well. Oh well. So, I can't wait to get those notes. This is covered all over with chicken scratch. But the thing is that I think that he's doing great SEO. Words like unique, words like betrayal, words like update. Now these are all terms that have branches of SEO benefit and gold associated with them, because you get a lot of goodness when you go betrayal. Tons of dudes have made videos on betrayal. Or unique. Tons of dudes have made videos on the word unique. Because they are the root of many popular search terms. Cool. Multiple videos a day that allow this individual to rank, potentially rank, multiple times a day. For multiple popular search terms. Here's another thing. Kick-ass thumbnails. People, it's saturation and stuff. That looks great. That catches my eye. I'm like, ooh, a new update. Ooh, a new update. Very much noticeable. Check out that ground. Check out that one with the right in the middle here. This guy. Just look at, we got two architects. Look, he's playing a lute. Look at that smiling face. Like, these are very clear, very striking thumbnails. Kick-ass thumbnails. But here's an interesting thing. Could be better if the content represented the keywords that were provided. This individual doesn't always do that. That would make this content better. And we can see this happening when he uploads our live streams. He does the exact content correctly from what's in the live stream. Which is another thing. Cutting videos down shorter and making them more specific from live streams can, we don't know for sure, it might not be for you, but it's definitely working for this guy, can increase total views on those videos. Now this is really interesting for someone like me, because when I go, wow, 96,000 views, 25,000 views, 15,000 views, the whole video on my live stream did 15,000. So how can I get something like that? But, and this is the important thing to watch out for, check your watch time, check your percentage watched. Because who gives a hoo-hoo-hee? That's a great word, a hoo-hoo-hee. If you get a lot of views, if you don't get a lot of watch time to match with it. If you get less, you're doing potentially worse. Not always the case. You can see some channels will have 37-second videos and they will grow like wildfire because they get 100% of that video watched. But note that it's one of the many algorithmic indicators. Watch time is considered one of the best as well. What else stands out to me? Consistency. Consistent upload and schedule. Consistent content. Actually, that one's really big. Fortress assaults. Mostly. That's another really interesting. They are mostly all fortress assaults. It's kind of like riding a toxic dude. Oh no, this is an execution. Rides a Graug. Rides a Graug. Aslar the Halfling Lover. Oh, look, that one's shamed. Nope, this one's not a fort. It's just Nemesis missions and talking. With a little cut. So this is another interesting thing about this too. Fortress shows off the rise of action, right? The talking part of the orcs. Shows off the battle. Shows off the end. It's like a game of StarCraft or Fortnite or really any like specific match game you would do where we're all running out, we're all fighting, it's intense, and then there's the win. So, game of Fortnite or a game of StarCraft. Cool. So, I think that covers everything that we can see. Those thumbs just punch you in the face with colors. Rest in the face, a dude who became orky. Yeah, seriously. Let's see. No, seriously, it would be interesting to see your thought process on it just in text. Oh, well, writing it down now. I see a soup strategy is interesting. I'm just wary it will turn off people from the channel over the long haul by misleading them. I agree with you. And so what I think the lesson here is how to use it to help a relatedness-focused channel, right? I don't think it's very useful if you want to be a big channel. If you want to... But this certainly is an interesting lesson, I would say. Like, wow! What a fascinating thing this guy is able to do. He's able to find the specific segments of Shadow of War content that is legit, and he follows them up. And he gets really good content out of it, apparently. It's not even related to specifically what he's saying is going to happen, but it still does well. So, yeah, those thumbnails just punch you in the face. Bam! As far as visually busy, one thing to remember about thumbnails, I guess doesn't. Here we go. Whenever you guys are making thumbnails, on your screen or on your phone, you want to like imagine it from back here, right? You want to be like, can I tell what this is? So right now these thumbnails are the size of my head. So that's... Here's a really interesting example. This is really small, right? You can't really see what's going on. But in this, I can tell who this is. I know what this is. I can even tell that these masks are different. That these are the subjects. I have no idea what's happening in this one, but I can see a mask is here. I'm actually not looking at the screen where I have the stuff, which is even easier, even though it's just, I have it even smaller up here. But I can read this as a new update, new update, new update. Man, he loves new update. I think that's another strategy that this person's doing, is that they're targeting initial viewers. Targeting first-time viewers, not long-standing viewers. Getting visitors, not residents. The channel. That's another thing that this feels like. This feels like if you don't always watch the news, but you do watch various news networks, and sometimes you watch a clip from them. That's what this content feels like to me. Like you come to Shadow of Mordor main channel when you want to watch myself and a designer explain the mechanics of a new feature. But you go to this guy real quick to get the very specific. I would like just the 10-minute sub amount, please. And then they just cut it down. We do see examples of people doing better than that. This is a guy that I thought was pretty interesting to see. So that's me. Let's ignore me for a second. Ignore this guy. This dude was #1 for a while. Weird. I'm surprised that I'm up here. Not because I don't like being up there, but I'm just surprised because I thought that it would actually show... And it would show a different thing. I wonder what happened to that guy. There was a dude who was doing really well and showing up as #1 for Shadow of War and a bunch of stuff. This guy. Oogboog. 34 minutes, 12,000 views, 593 subscribers. Small channel. 1.8 thousand, 17,000 views, 12,000 views. Really doing really well. Very personalized content. Very takes all the information and breaks it down for you. There's actually, let's find the big one right here. Boom, 33,000. Now ignore the rest of his other stuff. This was this person figuring out who they were, apparently. They found out who they were here. So, you know, every captain can now, bloop, get rid of that, be shamed twice without losing traits. So breaking things down for what we've talked about. A nice, easy understanding one. So, with that, if this individual was able to take what we just demonstrated with the other crazy SEO fun times, you might have something very different, something very understanding. I don't know why it's a white screen right there. They almost look like Skyrim build videos from thumbnails. Those are very successful as well. So, do you guys have any questions? Because as far as I understand this to me, I'll be able to send you guys some notes that discuss about what the person has done, but I don't quite understand it myself. But what we have, though, is a list of things to try. And that's what I meant by questions in the very beginning, that it's not about having the answer yet. Because a lot of times the answer is something that is inconsistent. However, the question, how is this individual able to get more views on their videos than us who created the content directly? Well, let's start with one. What videos do they produce when they're not producing our video? What videos does this individual produce when they are producing our videos? How often do they produce our videos? These are all questions. What keywords do they use? What titles do they use? How long are the videos? All these differences are really important into defining, potentially, why the content's different. So Shadow Man never posts full live streams or hour-long videos. Correct. Now, this is an important note here. That does not mean you shouldn't. It's a really important note. Clearly it's working for Shadow Man. But Christopher Ott's posting 35-minute long videos. There's an hour and 10-minute one. Here's an hour and 3-minute one. 47-minute, 30-minute, an hour, like. The important thing here, and the reason why I really liked Shadow of Mordor, Shadow Man like comparison, was that we are doing the really long stuff. Clearly, though, Shadow of War could probably be better cut down. Better in small segments, better when cut. Better when cut to show off individual events that occur. Let's see. If you do it, please, for the love of it all, if you say it's in the desert, make sure it's in I will. I certainly, that would be morally against the way that we run our channel. I will downvote you. That would be the worst. Maybe have an editor for Monolith to re-upload certain live streams with actual bullet points and commentary. I would do that, actually. That would be part of my job, if I was to, because I have experience doing that kind of stuff. Although it is not, editing was one of my less favorite things. I definitely didn't enjoy editing a lot. But I'm more interested in doing it now because it's also for a career. And the extrinsic value, call back to last stream, extrinsic bonuses are there. So intrinsically I might not like it as much, but it's part of the job, and I like the job overall. Whew. Water time. So, do you guys have any questions? I know you mentioned that you're like, I don't even know what to ask. I don't even know if I can answer. But once again, the main point of this was to kind of walk you through what I do when I'm trying to figure out the questions that need to be asked. Because identifying the questions help you figure out eventually what the answer for you would be. Because the answer is different for everyone. So understanding, like, and this was a rare opportunity to look at my content replicated. That was a really good opportunity for me to see that. Because now it makes the claim that this content could do better split into pieces. Not that it would, but it could. Shadow Man Channel is very interesting because not all the video have commentary, so I find it strange how he can retain people. To repeat this point is that I believe that this person is targeting first-time viewers. Someone who just lands in and then leaves. A touch and go. An individual who is not there to learn about who Shadow Man is, but is there to learn about Shadow of War. I've built the Shadow of War channel around the community experience of the people there as well. I want you to get excited about your friends who are playing too. That was the plan. We wanted to build a community. This person wants to get views. That's what it feels like. It rains good. Oh yeah, I got $60 for photo shoot last Friday. Intrinsic and extrinsic. Very good, Receive Music. Should raise your prices. $60 is pretty inexpensive. And congratulations. I'm making fun. But you might actually consider increasing. That sounds pretty inexpensive. So that was very nice of you to provide. All the questions you have tonight? Okay. So, Arain, Kool-Aid, Moonwalk almost called you music. We will talk in the Discord about the notes and figuring that stuff out. If anybody else is interested in joining Patreon and becoming a part of that Discord and talking through or figuring out what the hell this stuff is about, please join because we talk about more things than that. And it's very, very helpful overall. Especially if you're trying to learn. And it's helpful to me because I get to learn with you. So the woman that I took photos knew that I got more excited when she said she would hire me rather than when she paid. You'll learn to get more control over that. So that people will be like, oh, I guess I need to pay him more. Just you'll be like, fine. You could do something like, I don't walk out of the bed for more than... I need more than 40... I fucked that up. Excuse me. I don't get out of bed for less than $100. There you go. Thank you, Arain. I'm glad that I've been helpful with that. So, yeah, that sounds good. It was wonderful to see you guys. I actually took... Arain pestered me about having this black area completely have the chat. And I gotta say, Arain, I think that looks a million times better. I did not do that initially, but I take it back. This looks great. I should have done this immediately. And yeah, with that, I'm good. I'll reach out to you guys in Discord stuff. And we'll talk about getting the notes to you. Bye!